When you hand over the keys to a new tenant, that security deposit in your account acts as a financial buffer. The lease is signed, the check has cleared, and you have established a safeguard for your property. But for many investors, that cash is actually a dormant legal liability. Pennsylvania state property laws govern exactly how you handle tenant funds, and the city of Philadelphia stacks its own complex, highly specific ordinances on top of them. Property managers see well-meaning investors make the same 5 structural errors, year after year from the day the lease begins to the day the tenant moves out. Because Philadelphia enforces these codes strictly, a landlord's process must be airtight from the first day of the tenancy to avoid administrative errors becoming financial losses. The errors often begin before the tenant even unpacks. Mistake number 1 is commingling funds, taking that initial deposit check and dropping it straight into your personal or standard business operating account. Under Pennsylvania law, you cannot mix tenant money with your own. It must be held in a dedicated, separate escrow account at a regulated financial institution. Mistake number 2 is treating the initial deposit like a blank check and overcharging the tenant. This chart shows Pennsylvania's strict caps. Year 1 allows a maximum 2 months' rent. Year 2 drops to 1 month. Under Philadelphia's 2025 installment law, owners of 3 or more units charging over 1 month's rent must offer an installment plan or face penalties. Mistake number 3 occurs when you finally hand over the keys. Many landlords skip the formal move-in inspection entirely. If you do not use a move-in checklist signed by the tenant, paired with time-stamped photos of every room, floor, and appliance, you have no baseline condition for the property. If you fail to separate those funds into escrow, violate the state caps, or skip the move-in documentation, you actively compromise your legal right to withhold money for damages later. You render the deposit completely useless on day 1. The stakes rise at the end of the lease. This is when the property turns over and disputes about its condition inevitably peak. This leads directly to mistake number 4, trying to fund your property turnover by deducting for normal wear and tear. You can charge a tenant for actual destruction, like a broken door or cigarette burns in the carpet. You cannot charge them for faded curtains or minor scuff marks. And if you don't have those initial move-in photos to prove the damage is new, the tenant will win in small claims court every single time. That brings us to the ultimate trap, mistake number 5, missing the critical 30-day return window. You have exactly 30 days post-lease to return the deposit with itemized deductions. Being just 1 day late forfeits your right to withhold funds. Worse, you risk double damages, legally obligating you to pay the tenant twice the original deposit out of pocket. A simple move-out scheduling error easily turns a standard dispute into a massive financial penalty that wipes out your entire profit margin for the year. While collecting rent is the primary goal, maintaining a profitable portfolio requires strict adherence to property law and precise documentation. Ignoring state maximums, separate escrow rules, local Philadelphia installment laws, and strict return deadlines takes your protective deposit and turns it into a financial weapon against you. Because the local ordinances in Philadelphia and the state laws in Pennsylvania overlap so frequently, many owners look to specialized management to handle the paperwork. Trust Art Realty actively protects property owners by maintaining strict escrow-compliant accounts, executing rigorous photo-documented inspections, and staying ahead of every single local Philadelphia ordinance. Keep your investment stress-free and profitable. Contact Trust Art Realty today to schedule a free rental pricing analysis.